what exercises for what muscles do you have to train to do so that you can take these break balls and not get completely busted up. What's up guys, Nguyen, OG Fitness. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new, this channel is all about fitness for martial arts for older guys. Now, if you're young, not for long. So I'm 45 years old, guys, and I've been doing judo now for 8 years. Black belt, Bjj did that for about 6, blue belt, and a whole bunch of other martial arts, basically a lifelong martial artist. And so in this video, we're going to talk about breakfalling. Now, some of you guys have asked me to make a video on how to breakfall, and some of you have also asked me, what exercises for what muscles do you have to train to do so that you can take these break balls and not get completely busted up, right? Because breakfalling is really hard on the body, especially if you're an adult starting later in life. So this is what this video is going to be all about. Now, I found for you guys the best video out there. But before we get into that, let me read you guys' comments that sparked this video and we'll get right into it. Bro, just started judo. Please make a video about break falls. I am 23, 190 centimeters, and 115 kilos, getting busted up every class. Thank you. Good work. Greetings from Germany. Second this, Yukemi during Nagiwaza is killing me. I would ask that if you do a video on this, you also focus on what exercises, strength training you recommend for this specifically. I found the best video on YouTube out there for learning how to break fall. And this video is by Shintaro Nakano. You guys should definitely check him out. And I'm going to play this video right now in the background. And the way he teaches breakfalling is simply amazing. I was not taught this way. The way I was taught was basically how to Yoko Yukemi, right? Side fall, side break fall, back break fall. And that was pretty much it. And then I was just taught how to roll, basically, judo style. And I was just thrown into it like that. Now, there's nothing wrong with that way. Like, I managed to piece it all together and to make it work. But if I had to teach somebody from scratch, especially if it's an adult starting out, I would make sure that they could do every single thing in this video before they actually do any kind of randori. That way, it keeps them safe. Now, just to get back to our friend a second there, he said he was 23, 190 centimeters, and 115 kilos. That's like 250-ish pounds, 60. That's a lot of weight for somebody who's 190. The bigger you are, the heavier you are, the taller you are, the harder the breakfalling is going to be. So that's why it's very important if you're starting out that you have to master breakfalling before you do randori, or else you're really going to get hurt. And it only takes one time in judo to completely detract you, derail you from practicing judo. Because once you get busted up hard, it's usually the shoulder, the knee, one of those joints, it's over, man. You know, you're not going to come back and it just sucks, right? Because you weren't progressed properly. Now, the coach is responsible for your safety, but so are you. So you have to be careful. Now, everything that is shown in this video, you guys have to be able to do it. If you can't, don't move on. That's my suggestion. Now, when it comes to exercises, what kind of exercises do you need for what muscle groups for breakfalling to protect you from impact? Yes, we have the mats. Yes, your partner is holding you back. Yes, under the mats, there's a sub floor, right? A fake floor that's supposed to be there to even cushion the fall even more. But it still remains, you have to be pretty damn solid for judo. The first muscle is the neck. You need to have a very strong neck. This is going to help you guys tremendously, guys. The next thing, shoulders. You got to have really strong shoulders, right? And when I say shoulder, I don't just mean the deltoids. I mean the shoulder complex, the network of muscles that make it so that the shoulder can do what it can do, because essentially it's the most mobile joint in your body. But the issue with that is that it's also the most fragile and unstable, right? So you have to make that super strong, super stable, super stamina, and also you want the connective tissue to be like steel cable strong. That's what I mean. And the other thing is your core. Your core has to be really strong. Why? Because every time you fall, it shakes you. It shakes your spine in a big way. So if you have a really strong core and you know how to fall, it's going to protect you. It protects your spine. It protects your neck, right? And your shoulders, well, if they're muscular, it could take a beating as well. The most important fall that you're going to have to master, yes, you have to master all of them. But in actuality, when you're sparring, Most of the time, it's the side fall. It's the side break falling. Yoko Yukimi. That's the one that you're going to experience the most. At least that's what it's been in my experience. So you really have to get that down pat. So there's two types of falls. There's the hard fall and the soft fall. So when you soft fall, you dive into the ground and then you roll back to your feet. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the hard ones where basically you get slammed and then you can't stop. And that's most of the falls that are going to happen during randori. This is where guys get fucked up. It's because they don't master the proper positioning of breakfalling, the Yoko Yukimi. So follow this video, go at your own pace. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments, but you have to master everything here. And one thing I want to add too is that the ultimate test is that you have to be thrown at high speed and take a fall by one of your, by one of your teammates. If you can't do that, then you're not ready to do any randori. Mind you, your teammate still holds you back properly, keeps you safe during the fall by holding one of your sleeves so that only one shoulder touches. But he's got to throw you at high speed. If you can take that and get up without any pain, then you're good to go. You must have zero fear of falling. Why? Because if you're afraid to fall, what's going to happen is that you're going to resist when you're essentially checkmate. So now, if your opponent has you in a position, has the kazushi on you, you're about to go, but you keep resisting, and then he has to force it. Now, if he's not experienced and wise and safe, and he forces it, he forces the technique, something's going to break. Now, if you're not afraid to break fall, you'll accept the fall when it's your time to go. Now, when is it your time to go? It's going to come down to feel, right? But essentially, when your upper body and your lower body are moving in two different directions, essentially you're being off balance, that's when you have to accept the fall. It's very subtle. You're going to have to practice, but you'll see what I mean. When your head is over your knees, passes your knees, right? Head over knees, not knees over toes, head over knees, that's when the kazushi is about to happen. Now, you pass a certain point, and it's going to be slightly different depending on your body size, your body shape, and it's individual, basically. You'll feel it. It's too late. Now, if you were to try, and it would take tremendous amount of athleticism, power, and experience to spin yourself and twist yourself out of a fall like that when you're already kind of like in midair or about to have your feet swept right out under you. With regards to the muscles that you have to strengthen, so your neck, your shoulders, and your core. There's millions of exercises that you guys can do. And once again, you have to be balanced. Your muscles have to be balanced. So what does that mean? That means it has to be strong. It has to have stamina. It has to have flexibility. It has to have steel cables for tendons and ligaments. I'm going to tell you guys one exercise, the one and only exercise you need to start with to strengthen your neck, your shoulders, and your core. So for the neck, it's going to be manual resistance. So what does manual resistance look like? Well, here you go. Two hands. If I put my two hands here on my forehead and then press down, right? There you go. That works the front of my neck. I can also put my hands here and press down. Now you do that for time. You can do it for 30 seconds, take a break, do it for another 30 seconds, or you can do it until failure, up to you, right? And then you can hold it from one side here and then press this side, or like this. So you do one side, the other side, or you can hold it like this, right? This is all you need. And you don't need a lot of movement here. You don't need to go into full range of your neck when you're doing these exercises. 5 degrees at most, right? So if I'm going this way, I can just go like that, like a little bit. That's more than enough. Now, for the back of your neck, right, you can simply grab your head like this and push back, right? Manual resistance. If you do this often enough, your neck, you're going to feel it. And you can get a really strong, resistant neck. And this is going to help you tremendously, keeping your chin down when you fall. And it's going to help to protect your cervical spine. Shoulders. What's the best exercise for shoulders? It's the Turkish get-up. Okay? I find that it's the number one thing. And I like to do it with a kettlebell because it's not as balanced as a dumbbell. So kettlebell would be my favorite. The Turkish get-up with a kettlebell. This, you're going to feel it. It's amazing for the shoulders. And it strengthens it. It stabilizes it. It works on the mobility. And you can easily, well, as you progress, as you get stronger, you could just increase the weight. Now, with the the neck exercises, well, you just put more resistance, with your own hands. It's not that hard because, I mean, you're the one controlling it. Okay, the core. What's the one exercise that I recommend? There's a lot more to it, but the first thing is the plank. You want to be able to do a 5-minute plank. So if you can do a 5-minute plank easily, right, then your core is ready for combat sports, for martial arts. That's the minimum, guys. 5 minutes. Beyond that, well, there's other things that we can do to work the core, okay, to work the stability and make the exercise harder. We don't just have to do, because at one point, after 5 minutes, what, we're going to get to 10 minutes, 20 minutes. It's not challenging anymore. So 5-minute plan. Let me know if you guys need more details about any of these elements here, whether it be the exercises for the neck, for the shoulders, for the core, or anything that you saw in this video. And once again, I'll put the link below. It's an amazing video. I really suggest that you be able to master every single element in this video before you move on to randori. And until then, you do not do full randori, free randori, because randori stands for free practice, and you would have to do controlled type of randori. That's it for this video, guys. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.